It's week 6 of the National Football League, and we'll see Garrett Wilson. He was a machine for them last week with several touchdowns on top of triple digits receiving. It's the Jets and the Eagles, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here, as it'll be the defending NFC champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, taking on the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, it's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here come the Eagles, the defending NFC champs, led out by a man who was the runner-up to Patrick Mahomes at MVP balloting a season ago. Of course, that's Jalen Hurts.
And we already knew that Hurts was a good quarterback. But last year, he moved to elite status. Under his guidance, the Eagles returned to the Super Bowl and nearly won it. And he's also one of the league's most dangerous players. Thrown for 38 touchdowns his last 2 seasons and run for another 23.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Hurts sets up to throw it. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down. Hurts. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Cousins now after the fumble recovery. His throw incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Oh, did the Jets miss this guy? Here's Breece Hall. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Cousins. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Zerline's kick is up and through. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. They fumbled the last time they had the football. Fortunate that it only led to a field goal. 3-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Now a man picked up on draft night this year, DeAndre Swift. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 9 carries, 69 yards.
And that's just not enough carries for a running back to get loose and really feel like he's into the game, because They have to have enough volume to establish a rhythm, not just for themselves, but also to get in sync with their offensive line so they can read the blocks properly and they can execute. I expect them to get a minimum of 15 carries in this game, and the optimum number would be 20+.
And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. He was trying to get it to A.J. Brown that time, and now it's second down. You talk about this Jets defense. They were terrific last week in the win. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Quentin Williams, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Mariota now. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They will run straight ahead with Swift. He will push his way down to about the 14. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Flushed out right, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
Holding offense.
So defensively, they let the play stand. They'd rather have the down as it'll bring up 4th. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Now Hall to start the drive. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down. The numbers for Hall in last week's ball game. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
Cousins' throw going to be caught by Davis. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 3-3, a tight one after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Reed Blankenship. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking it.
And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. Quentin Williams able to record his 5th sack of the season. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now Mariota. And his throw is incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander on the 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
He got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Cousins from the gun on third. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. The Jets at 3-2, a game over 500 here to start the season. And they were winners their last time out. And now some disagreement down on that sideline. The red flag is out, and we're going to get a challenge. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch, because he didn't appear to bobble.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense, rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Cousins. And this one is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Greg Ward deep for Philadelphia. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. Shoves him aside. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. Once again, it's Swift. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Mariota's throw taken in by Watkins here. And he will get enough for a first down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. First down, Mariota. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards. Here's Mariota. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Quick slant here to Smith. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On third down, Mariota. And this pass broken up. And the contact, well timed there, and now fourth down. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. The kick by Elliott is good, and they continue to lead in the battle of field goals here. It's now 9-3. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And he'll elect not to run with it. The fair catch will move this out to the 25-yard line. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, we'll see if they want to try to put a drive together, possibly even take the lead here with a touchdown. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they're very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, here's Cousins. Oh, he's going up top for Wilson. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Paul on a give up the middle. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it. Brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Here's Ward to return. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. And the Eagles going to get one final possession in this first half. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. There he goes right side. And he will finally be taken down at the Jets' 36-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Mariota's throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They'll come up 2nd and 7. Working out of the gun, Mariota. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these 2 teams. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the 2nd half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. Taylor now will return it. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. As they begin their second half here, Charles, offensively, not where they want to be, obviously. They're losing in this ball game, but very much within striking distance. We'll see what adjustments they make in the second half.
Is that the old glass half full, half empty type of a deal? Which way do you want to look at it? Because you're right, they're down on the scoreboard, but they're definitely opportunities now, because if they want to go ahead and get going in this one, get back to the running game. I think there are going to be some places to go with it, and I think the offensive line will appreciate the chance to fire out and hit people.
That's a good point. Ball has it knocked loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
And the Jets first down.
Cousins to throw it. He finds his man, complete. That's Reed. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. From the 41, here's 2nd down and 5. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Here's Hall again. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Cousins now on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. Caught on the right side, Reed. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins. And that is caught. It's Davis. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. First down. Here's Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. on the ground. It's Swift to start the drive. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 76 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Philadelphia.
From the gun, here's Swift. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Mariota. That one complete down the field to Smith. A big play there for Philly. 48 yards. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Swift going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. 2nd and goal from the 1. Mariota going to run the option right, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Marcus Mariota, his first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are well on their way to a 5-0 start as they extend their lead. Well, we lasted all the way to the 4th quarter without a touchdown being on the board, but here a key one to extend the lead.
Definitely, and I really doubt, though, that that's going to open the floodgates. What do you think, partner?
No, not the way that we've seen these defenses play.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They've been rock solid, but we had to know that sooner or later, someone had to surrender a touchdown, and it happened right there.
Mariota will look to throw. It's caught at the 1. Now, hang on here because DeAndre Swift injured on that last play and in need of a little assistance. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. But no run back here. Fair catch, and this will come out to the 25. New York set to take the field. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. And the drive starts for the completion, left side. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. The Jets on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Cousins. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's got a man complete. He will go out right near the 35-yard line. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. To throw, Cousins. It's caught by Davis. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right, then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Again, it's Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down. Cousins in the offense is going to stay out there. They're going to try on fourth down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. So this offense able to convert on fourth, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Cousins now. Flush to his right. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On 3rd down, Cousins. This one caught by Davis. And they'll get him down short of the first down, right on the 10-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll be 4th down. Cousins. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for the strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
A run for the former Seahawk. It's Rashad Penny. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And now defensively they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. On 3rd down, Mariota. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll try and run some clock here with Penny. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Mariota going to run the option right. And that should do it. He's got a first down. And the Eagles, they can run it out from here. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Okay, break.
Mariota with a knee to the ground, and that should be it. And a sight that's becoming familiar in this season. They remain undefeated, another win under their belt.
And they did it the way that they really want to. Taking a knee at the end of the game. That means you have the ball, you're in control, you dictate the final part of this ball game, and they did exactly that.
And the clock rolls down to 0. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger.